Good morning, it's MJ, and I thought I'd get a jump start on the Forhaxa videos. Since I already have the Major Arcana done, and I had a sample set of the Major Arcana cards printed, I thought, well, why not? Let's get going on these since it does take some time to make the videos, and I'm working my way through the Minor Arcana right now, so it's nice to have at least a little bit more information, I think, so you can get an idea for what this deck is going to be like, what it's going to feel like, more importantly, and how it relates to the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, because obviously the imagery is very different, but like all of my decks, I use the Rider-Waite-Smith as a launching pad, as a start-off point, so the energy for each card will be the same energy. So when you're holding the full energy here with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's going to be identical. That energy is going to be identical to the full energy in my Forhaxa deck or any of my tarot decks. So let's get right to it. Even if the images are totally different, when I create each card, when I'm creating the artwork and I'm layering it, and it takes hours to make each card, my intention, I'm focusing on that energy. I'm focusing on the Fool in this case, right? I'm focusing on what that person is like, who they are, what does that archetype stand for, and when you're holding that card, that's the energy I want you to get. I want you to feel it and go, oh yeah, I get this Fool energy. I understand how this relates to my current situation. Or if you're doing a reading for somebody, you will be able to articulate that energy to them so they can understand how that energy is impacting their situation. So let's get right to it. Here we have the Rider-Waite-Smith Fool. He is just a jolly fellow. He's just going through life, doesn't have a care in the world. He's just walking along. And the funny thing about the Fool is, even though this little dog here is barking at him saying, hey, whoa, whoa, slow down there, you're gonna fall off a cliff, chances are something would come up and pick this Fool right up, or something magical will happen, because nothing, what may stop other people, what may cause other people to go, oh, this is too dangerous. The Fool doesn't see these things, and he just sort of proceeds on as though nothing bad could happen. There's that almost this like divine connection, this understanding between the Fool and the greater energy of the universe that, hey, I'm just going to go about my life and I'm just going to enjoy all of these wonderful things that you provided. Just don't hurt me, just don't put something in my way. So the Fool can also be seen as somebody who's reckless, who's not really taking care, who is throwing caution to the wind, so to speak. So here with this card, I took a different approach, and I thought about that person who basically just shows up somewhere and is like totally uninvited, and it's okay, where maybe other people may feel like, oh, I shouldn't go there, or I'd be imposing. The Fool here just goes, oh, well, how would you find anything wonderful in life if you just don't put yourself in a different situation, or if you don't just go through life as though it's all like your living room. The world is your living room. The world is your space to explore. So here, this Fool, you can see she's sitting here, and she just found herself in a sweet spot, so to speak. She's sitting on top of this hive. There's honey, and whereas the Rider-Waite-Smith deck has this little dog here, as giving the warning, I have this little bird here chirping at her saying, what are you doing, lady? You are literally sitting on top of a bee's hive, and they're coming out and they're looking at you. But she pays them no attention, because in her mind, she's like, well, why wouldn't I be invited to sit here? Why wouldn't I be here? I mean, it's a beautiful spot. Isn't it open to me? I mean, like, I don't get it, right? And because of that mentality, she may encounter more opportunities than somebody who says, oh no, you know what, I am not going to go sit up here. I am afraid of what may happen, or this looks dangerous. Because she doesn't see that, she has an advantage in some way, because she's able to just let go of all of that resistance, that inner resistance, and she's able to try new things out. She's able to put herself out there, and the energy that she puts off is not something that's fearful. It's not something that is combative in any way. She's just, she's just going through life. And yes, others may see her actions as being reckless or foolish. These bees are not attacking. They're just kind of curious, like, what makes you think you can be here? And I feel like that energy for a lot of us, it's really uncomfortable, right? To put ourselves in a place where we are told we don't belong. But the Fool is saying, hey, you need to get out and try things. Have faith. Have faith that the universe is going to provide something for you. Have faith that your energy, if you are in good spirits, if you're kind, and if you are somebody who's not being aggressive, that you can basically travel the world uninvited and still be welcomed. And so that's what I love about this Fool energy. Is so it's one where the world is your oyster. The world is open to you. And we're so often told, well, no, it's not. There are dangers. Or if you do that, you may be perceived as being rude, or you may be perceived as being unwelcome, when in reality, that's just fear talking. And so here she is. She's just going about life. And, in her mind, she'd be like, well, why wouldn't I get to sit on this hive? This hive is a perfectly beautiful hive. And there's honey, so I don't get it, right? And again, we have here like the cliff for the Fool card for the Rider-Waite. That's the danger point, right? That's that point where you go, oh, there's something risky here. And for the Fool, for the Forhaxa, we have the bees, and that's the buzz. That's the actual audible. You go like, there's danger coming. And again, that's echoed here with the bird, who is playing the fear card here, just like this dog. You have the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Here he holds this little white rose with symbolizing divinity and purity. And the Forhaxa fairy, she's holding a little flower here as well. And she's got her head kind of tilted up, and she's kind of just, her eyes are closed, and she's facing, the higher source. She's facing the universe, and she's just sort of like taking it all in. She's letting all that energy come down and just wash over her. We have the cherry blossoms here, and that signifies new opportunities. It's spring, right? So like new growth, new things coming. And overall, we have like the yellow here, the yellow background for the Fool. It's generally like cheery, optimistic, very like, sunshine, bright sunshine. Here I took that color and I used that for the honey and for the hive and the bees, so it translates that way. Their posture is very different, but still it's the same message. It's still that one of being someplace and not having a care in the world, and expecting the world basically to accept you for who you are. Again, the flip side of the Fool, when this Fool energy is out of balance, that is when you're being reckless. When you're in balance with the Fool, you're going through life as though, like I said before, the world is your living room. The world is open to you to feel comfortable and accepted. Out of balance, you're doing things that may put yourself or others in danger. So just kind of keep that in mind. Like, are you being open to new experiences, or are you being reckless? So anyway, that is the Fool. And I think, yep, tomorrow I will, or maybe later today if I have time while my kiddo is at school, I'll jump in and we'll talk about the Magician, which this was the Fool was my first card. Actually, I did all of these in order. So the Magician was the second card of the deck I created. And this is where you can kind of see the deck coming together. You can kind of get a feel for the energy of the deck. So yeah, anyway, much love, peace. And I'll see you either later today, I'm sure I'll see you later today, or tomorrow, the latest. Bye.